Hey guys, this is Tanner from Cupcake's Comic Review. Today I've got for you some anime unboxing. We've got Roanoa Zoro and we got Shanks. They're both from One Piece. Show you some pictures here. I'm going to unbox them, maybe do a little bit of review and show you the rest of my collection. Now for these, I do want to point out, it's important that every time you get one of these One Piece or Demon Slayer or Dragon Ball figures for that matter, you need to make sure it's got this Toei animation sticker on it. That shows you that it's legitimate. If it doesn't have that sticker, send it back. I've received some bootlegs, and that's how you can tell right off the bat whether they're legitimate or not. So we're going to go ahead and start with Zoro, since he's the smallest one here. I recently got into anime, and I've been loving it. Do me a favor while you're at it, while I'm opening this, and like, comment, and subscribe if you're interested in our content. I plan on doing a lot more anime and manga content on the channel, including I'm starting up something called Manga Corner, which is going to be a live stream directly related to anime and manga. Not going to have a whole lot of a plan there. We're just going to discuss manga and anime that everyone's been into lately. Get some interaction from you guys about stuff you've been into. Maybe give each other some new IP to be interested in. So far, One Piece has been my favorite of the traditional anime manga. I'm usually into horror stuff, but One Piece is so lighthearted and fun that it's really been different for me, and I've been enjoying it. Especially since I'm normally into horror, like Junji Ito and stuff. It's just a completely different kind of thing. These are the figuarts Zero line. I'm enjoying them a lot. They're not... You've got three types. You've got the Ichiban line of One Piece figures. You've got the figuarts Zero, and you've got the Portrait of Pirates, with Portrait of Pirates being the highest quality and the most expensive. The first two, Ichiban's their cheaper one. They're called prize figures in Japan. You can win them at claw machines and things like that. In the US, you can just buy them online. Those are the cheapest version. They usually cost about $20 to $30. The figuarts Zero are somewhere in the middle. They range in price a little bit, stemming from anywhere from like $30 to $60 to $70, just depending on the complexity of the figure. Now that being said, this is one of the cheaper figures just due to its size. So you're not paying a whole lot for this figure. This one I think ran me about $40. It wasn't too incredibly expensive, but they definitely are nicer than the Ichiban figures for the most part. The Ichiban, they're good for your money's worth, but you get what you pay for. The Portrait of Pirates are very nice. Those are the very expensive figures, but they are kind of cost prohibitive. Each one of those is anywhere from $150 to $300 to $400, just depending on size and complexity. So those I don't really recommend to a lot of people, just because they are kind of cost prohibitive at times. So that's why I don't have any, just because I want to collect all the different characters, and it'd be a little costly to collect, 30, 40 characters in that $100 price range. That just seems like it'd be a little too much at times. So that's the reason why I haven't strayed into the Portrait of Pirates. Eventually, I'll probably pick one up of favorite characters. But I'm kind of new to the show, and the manga, so I'm just picking up characters that I'm really liking so far at this point. Now, Roanoa Zoro, he is one of my favorite characters. He's very cool, very powerful. He's your traditional anime swordsman, tough guy. But this is a very nice figure that we've got here. I'm really liking this. Again, I paid about $40 for this, so it wasn't too costly. Figuarts Zero are a kind of smaller line, which you'll see why in a minute, but that's kind of nice, just for space concern reasons. But overall, this guy looks great. Look at that paint application. He looks very nice. You can see he's got the three sword style. On his base, it says Dead or Alive, Roanoa Zoro. That face sculpt is really nice. Yeah, this is a really good figure. I'm really enjoying this figuarts line. Anyways, there's Zoro. Let's go ahead and get Shanks open. Shanks is a little bigger, so I went with him last. Now, for that reason, Shanks is a little more expensive. He's part of their battle version line. Now, these static figures like Zoro here, they're usually, 40 bucks. The battle version line range from 75 to 80. Right now there's a Gold Roger, King of the Pirates, up for pre-order. He's about 75 to give you a kind of cost idea. I paid about 80 for the Shanks. That being said, the Shanks is a couple years older, so he's kind of rare at this point. When he released, you could probably find him for 65 to 70 bucks. But obviously, as more time goes on, the more scarce these sealed ones become. They don't just constantly keep producing the same versions over and over again. So, like Zoro, there's probably 6 or 7 different Zoro figures. That's actually my set. Shanks is massive. I'm gonna have fun putting him together. Again, you always want to make sure that you've got that little Tohei sticker on the box. It looks like a little cat. They come in different colors just based on the region that they were solicited for. They've got like Japan only ones. Of course, for us it doesn't matter because we're not retailers. So, we don't really care which sticker's on the box for the most part. Or at least I don't. There's probably some people who prefer the Japanese ones. For me, it's all the same figure. So it doesn't make a big difference to me. Yeah, this Shanks is massive. Look at that sword. You can see it's got the kind of like that effect, like it's moving really fast. That's kind of what you're expecting with the battle version figures. There's a little assembly acquired with Shanks. It's not too much, however. You just gotta kind of put him on his base, put his effects around him. Get everything out of the way here. Again, on the base we got Shanks battle version, because it's not the Dead or Alive, it is the battle version. So we got little grooves here. We got little grooves on his feet. We just got to put these into the grooves. Sometimes this is a little difficult, just figuring out where everything's going. Got grooves on your effect pieces here as well. Sometimes it helps to look at the box also, because the back of the box is going to have an illustration of where all the pieces are supposed to go. So it's kind of helpful because you can see where he stands. Like for example here, he's got one of these by each of his feet. So we just got to find which one fits where. This can be a bit of a challenge sometimes. You guys are seeing me unbox this for the first time, so it may take me a second. But overall, I'm very satisfied with both these figures. What I paid for them seems fair and reasonable for the quality that I'm getting here. And like I said, you can always go with the Portrait of Pirates if you want to. They are a little bit of a higher line. Or you can go with the Ichiban. There's no shame, just whichever line you'd like to collect. The one recommendation I will have is they typically don't scale the best together. Like, for example here, like I said, I don't have any of the Portrait of Pirates, but I do have an Ichiban right here. This is Princess Vivi of Alabasta Kingdom, also known as Miss Wednesday. If we look here, she's way bigger than Zoro. So the Ichiban, they typically don't scale the best with the other ones. So that is my one recommendation. Obviously, there's some exceptions. Like if you have a really, really large character, sometimes it'd be cool. Like if you've got an Arlong, sometimes it'd be cool to put him up against a figuarts Zero Luffy. Because their size difference will be really a lot. The Mega House are pretty big as well. Most of those are on like the 12-inch range. So they're pretty massive. Alright, now all we gotta do is put his sword in here, and then he is good to go. So like I said, a little assembly, nothing too crazy. Most of them don't come with instructions. That can get a little confusing if you're trying to like exchange faceplates. Some of them have different expressions. A lot of times they do that to get you to buy multiple figures. So like, for example, the Tony Chopper figure that I have, which I'll show you guys in a minute, when I bought Frankie, he came with a different Tony Chopper facial expression. So that's kind of incentive to buy Frankie. Now, I was going to buy Frankie anyways, but here's Shanks. As you can tell, the battle version are very dynamic. But here are Shanks and Zoro together. Both very nice figures. I'm a fan of both of them. Let's move over to the collection. I'll show you all the pieces as I fit these in here. Here's our top shelf. This is most of the Straw Hat crew. I'm kind of collecting them as I meet them. I do have a Nico Robin on the way that should be in shortly. First, I still haven't met Brooke or Jinbei, so I don't have their characters yet. Like I said, some of these have different facial expressions. I'll close up so you can see a few of them here. These are their New World versions, so these happen post-time skip. Like this Chopper, that face actually came from the Frankie figure. So a lot of them have incentives to buy other figures. There's our new Zoro. But overall, yeah, I think they look really nice together. I've got a couple different lines here, but I'm a big fan of those. And then we got our second, which is villains, mostly. Got Sir Crocodile, got Bucky, we got a Wano Zoro. We got that new battle version Shanks. I'm particularly a big fan of that Shanks. But overall, here's my One Piece collection. I hope you guys enjoy. I plan on doing more manga and anime videos as we go along here. So just let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see. More than happy to show them. The rest